Welcome back to We Not Playing. We're back at it again. We got Mayweather talking about coming out of retirement. We got Lamont Roach pissed off. We got Tom Brady about to make $75 million, and we got AI signing record deals. What's up, Wade? What's up, Jason?
Chilling, ready to get into this.
Yeah, man, we got a lot of topics, man. I know y'all heard that Mayweather was hinting that he could come out of retirement. Wade, do you think this is a good move for Mayweather? Why would he do something like this at this point in his career?
I don't think it's a good move, but as a fan, I do want to see him fight. More. I just don't think it's a good idea. I mean, I don't want to see him lose, so I don't want him to mess up his record. Other than that, I'm all for it. When I did a little bit of research, they were saying that he's not going to fight like top fighters if he do come back starting off. So as a fan, I want to see it. I know Jason don't want to see it. I can already see it in his face.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I waited to go to Jason because he's gonna give his angry answer. So
Yeah, man, you already know. I mean, look, there's nothing that Mayweather can show us that he hasn't already shown us. There's nothing new he's gonna develop, And if he's not gonna fight top fighters, then what's the point? If you're not chasing titles, if you've already reached greatness and you don't need the money, then why are you doing it? And even if you do need the money, there's plenty of ways to get money out there, especially for somebody who has the name Floyd Mayweather. He could certainly join this podcast and help us make some money. I know that's right. But at the same time,
right on.
there's, we want to see these young fighters. I'm sick of the Jake Paulification of boxing. Let's get young, young, hungry fighters who've been working towards this their whole life. Let's let some of them get into that new, that top realm and not have the spot taken from them from clown shows and from retired guys coming back when they're 75 years old. Like, I want to see, what's up with this dude, Richardson Hitchens? What's up with Keyshawn Johnson? What's up with Boots Ennis? Like, there are lots of guys that I want to get to know their personalities in addition to their boxing skills. Let's see them, develop instead of keep looking back at the past and hoping somebody loses. And again, Floyd Mayweather, there's something that the game said a long time ago, and I think he took it from Jay-Z, and that is, if you want to hear my old hits, buy my old albums. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to hear or if you want to see the way Floyd fights at his best, watch his old fights. You know what I mean? Like, he's not going to bring anything new, and he's certainly not going to be better. And if anything, he'll be slower and he'll be worse. So all of these old guys, like, I think Manny Pacquiao can still box, but when I watch Manny Pacquiao, he wasn't the same Manny Pacquiao, you know what I mean, as he was before. He was good, don't get me wrong. He surprised me a lot, and I think that has a little bit to do with why Floyd is coming back. I think it's Manny Pacquiao. And he thinks he can make another big fight with Manny Pacquiao and get $300 million because, he goes broke all the time making it rain in the club. So he's like, let me make another $300 million for some old guy fight, and he's trying to do that. But I think boxing fans deserve better. The sport is dying. People want to do clown shows and exhibitions and all of that. Let's get to these real fighters. That's why shout out to Bud Crawford, shout out to Canelo, and shout out to the guy we're going to talk about next, who really wants to fight real boxers in the prime of his career.
Listen, I mean, I think that it's all for show and it's for money, like you said, because people are going to watch the fight. If Mayweather steps out into the ring again, most of us are going to watch it. So, whether we want to see it or not, it's Floyd Mayweather. He's the moneymaker, and, people are going to put their 2 cents in. Even if they're just watching to hate on him, even if they're watching just to put their 2 cents in, people are going to watch and say, oh, I told you he shouldn't have did it. So, yeah, I think that I will watch it. I guess. I mean, especially since so me and Wade can talk about it. If you're not gonna watch it, Jason.
I'll probably still watch, but I'll be in pain watching. It's funny. You and I, Bobby, we know a guy named James Rosen, right? And he's a pretty well respected journalist, but he's also a huge Muhammad Ali fan. And I think he's written a book about Muhammad Ali. And he tells the story, I've heard him tell the story a couple of times about the pain he felt and how he cried watching Muhammad Ali fight Larry Holmes and get whooped ridiculously, and then fight again and fight Trevor Berbick and get whooped even worse. You
Mhm.
know, fighters need to know when to hang it up. They need to know how to invest their money, save their chicken. Something that, shout out to Danny Garcia, who's going to fight again, but also is like, yo, I'll know that very soon I'm going to walk away from this sport for good. And I have invested my money well. I did the basics. I didn't do anything special, just stocks, bonds, and real estate, and I'm okay with it. But
Yeah.
a lot of these guys are out there, having the box late in their careers, and that's why they're brain damaged. And best believe the fans, will move on when you're hurting. So Mayweather, I would like to see him just step away. You know what I mean? Train other fighters, promote fights, do what else you got to do. But we've seen everything you can give us in the ring, and you've given us everything. You don't owe us anything. And you
Mhm.
owe it to yourself to step away from the sport while you're 50 and 0 and you're still the great one. But a lot of these guys also, and this is my last point, a lot of these guys are addicted to the spotlight. They're not even addicted to the fighting part. They're addicted to the spotlight. You know what I mean? And you got to also know how to, step away from the spotlight, step away from, you know, the limelight and the crowds and the people screaming your name. You have to be comfortable with who you are outside of that.
Yeah. It's crazy if it's for money. I mean, it's got to be like what you just said because it's got to be he wants to be in the limelight because, I mean, his net worth is estimated to be over 1.2 billion. He's gotten paid $280 million to fight. I think it was Conor McGregor, or 180 million to fight. Oh, 180 million to fight Manny, and then 280 to fight Conor. Like he didn't blow all that money, or did he? I mean, that's crazy. If he blew all that money, he's doing it for money.
I mean, have you seen his house? It looks like a community college. Like it looks, shoot, it's nicer than PG. You know
Garage, he had like over like 2 cars in there, man.
Yeah, I saw his garage. Is crazy.
I mean,
So
all of that requires upkeep. And, he likes to fly to Dubai and fly here and do this and do that. Like, which is
I
fine, but
mean,
you got to manage your money well.
yeah, you
And
got to manage your money well, but also, man, I see shorties flying up Dubai too. So, I mean, they don't got millions of dollars in their bank account, but they be flying to Dubai.
yeah, that's true. They don't fly like Mayweather on a private jet. They don't stay at the places Mayweather stays
Right?
at.
Yeah, he's
They
being
don't bring
extra with it. That's
they don't bring 17 people with them. You know what I
yeah.
mean? It ain't just Mayweather and his girl going on vacation. Or
Hmm.
Mayweather and maybe his girl and one security guard. He's got a huge entourage everywhere he goes,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, the
everybody's
upkeep
eating
on
steak. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Every
the
night.
upkeep
Yeah.
on that has to be very ridiculous. But so no, I know you all saw this. Lamont Roach is a little upset with Gervonta Davis. I know he was getting ready for the rematch. He said that um, he wanted to fight him again. He's sitting there training to fight a real fighter, and then he can't find Gervonta Davis. He's unreachable, and then all of a sudden he pops up and says he's fighting Jake Paul. Um, Jason, would you be upset about this?
Yeah, yeah. As a competitor, you think you won the last fight, you get a draw out of it, and I'm sure contractually it says that they get a rematch. And rather than honor the contract, you have Javante moving on and saying he's going to fight Jake Paul in a circus fight,
Mm-hmm.
and he'll probably walk away from the sport after that. So you never get your get back.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand the frustration, but kind of like how David Benavidez wanted to fight Canelo, and he realized, okay, Canelo doesn't want to fight. I'm moving on. I'm going to fight other fighters. I'm going to do other things. So these lawsuits rarely go anywhere. So I think he's just going to have to move on. And he's fighting Pitbull. There are other great fights out there. There's Teofimo Lopez. There's Shakur. There's Devin
Mm-hmm.
Haney. There's all kinds of fighters that he can face that would propel his career forward.
Yeah.
So he should just work on building his brand and then getting those other fights, man. Because it looks like the tank ship has sailed.
Right. Yeah. What do you think, Wade? Do you think Lamont should just give up on fighting Javante again? Also, do you think Javante is kind of like ducking him?
Hmm. I think, yeah, I wouldn't say ducking him. I can't say that because I really don't know. But I feel like they should fight because I think some people thought Tank won, some people thought Lamont won. So I feel like they definitely do that rematch. But I think Tank gonna get back to him after he fight Jake Paul. That's what I think. I think they
You
gonna.
think so? I mean, it sounds like he's going to retire.
Yeah, if you made 100 million, you retire too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think when you get that big bag, and Javante, one of the realest things he ever said was, "I really want to go to therapy, so I can be a better person for my children and for my lady." But he's like,
Hmm.
I think it'll take away an edge from me as a fighter, so I can't do it until I retire. So I'm like, bro, take care of your mental health. I'm not in love with this circus fight. I think you could have fought somebody else. But if he wants to step away from the sport, I think boxing is such a brutal sport that like whenever you feel it's time, that means it's time. You know what I mean? That's one of the things I would
Yeah.
tell any fighter. When you feel, I don't care if you're 22 or 42, if you feel like it's time to step away from the sport, that means it's definitely time. If you get up in the morning, you like, yo, I don't want to do no road work. I don't want to go and spar. That means it's time to step away before something disastrous happens. Um, and so I can't really criticize him for stepping away. I would have liked to have seen, if he's going to do a last fight, I would have liked to have seen someone else. But then again, I also recognize that the amount of money he's going to make from fighting Jake Paul is not money he's going to make fighting Lamont Roach. You know what I
Yeah, he did
mean?
it for.
And if you want to give your daughters and your family that lifestyle, the $5-10 million you would make, you know, and really more like five. If you got paid 10, you probably take home four because you got to pay everybody around you, pay your trainer, pay your cut man, pay everybody, and then pay Uncle Sam. Um, so you walking away with $4 million for your blood, sweat, and tears in a fight that's going to be really difficult.
Hmm.
Um, versus fighting Jake Paul and getting, $100 million check. I see the logic in it. You know what I mean? Like I understand it. We all want to make bread, so it's tough. But I just think the Jake Paulification of the sport is bad for the sport altogether in terms of its longevity. It's not a sustainable model.
Yeah. Wade, tell me if this sounds familiar to you. $87 million contract extension includes $30 million signing bonus and 44.65 million guaranteed. So he has the potential to reach 50 million by 2027. Does that sound familiar to you? This is a player that signed with the Commanders recently.
Scary Terry.
Scary Terry. Now he's hurt. Signed all that money and now he hurt. Man, I know he can't, control being injured, but now he has this quad injury, possible hernia. Um, Sheesh. Like that's a lot after signing a big deal like that.
And that's a lot. And we've been going back and forth about, when is he going to sign and all that stuff. And then for him to get the signing done, I think he got hurt week 3 against the Raiders. Week
Mm-hmm.
3, right?
Yep.
So I think quad or hamstring or something like that. So that's just unfortunate. I mean, injuries, you can't control injuries. Can't control it, but it's a slap in the face, honestly, to him. After the negotiations and then just to get hurt and now he can't play. I don't know. Did they say how many weeks he's going to be out?
They said it could be months, maybe even 3 months.
Mm.
So, yeah, so I'm thinking, Jason, I mean, is 3 months too long? Can the Commanders still be in playoff contention in 3 months if Scary Terry's not playing?
Yeah, I think so. Um, they have a lot of other pieces. You know what I'm saying? You still got Debo. You still have, Jaden Daniels. So they absolutely can still be in playoff contention. The Giants look like they're not going to be anything. Dallas looks like they're not going to be great. You know what I'm saying?
Sorry to
So,
laugh, Dallas fans. Sorry to laugh.
and the Eagles are arguably the best team in the league, but other than that, I think you could definitely slide into playoff contention without Terry. But I think I'm going to take one other, a little bit of a different perspective on the signing because I think that's what you signed the contract for. Is because you put your all into it and you may get hurt and you don't want them to be able to, cut you or do whatever. And you put all those years in for the team and you get nothing out of it. You get no security, you get no security blanket, financial
Mm-hmm.
security blanket. So that's why he signed that big contract is, I'm going to give you my all. And if I get hurt, you're going to take care of me and understand
Right.
that I'm putting my all into this.
Right, but
So
not even just for the franchise. I think it got to be frustrating for him too. I'm sure he wanted to go out there and perform.
yeah, and I mean, so luckily for him, it was early in the season. So if Jaden is able to work some magic and their defense is strong and all of that, and they make a deep playoff run, he might be able to come back in the playoffs and actually, you know, be ready to play, some games and maybe take them to the promised land. So um, it's all going to depend on how he progresses with this injury. But I know he definitely wants to get back on the field. He doesn't have a whole lot of years left, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
He's what, 35 or what is he, 34, 35?
Who's Scary Terry? Let me see how old he is. I do know that it's not helpful with Jaden Daniels. I mean, I know he returned to practice, but he was hurt too.
Yeah.
But I will say Marcus Mariota held it down. He
Marcus
played pretty good.
Mariota. Marcus Mariota has always been a very capable quarterback. He's like
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Jones. He just never got the right situation. You know what I mean? It's all about the right situation at the right time. He was in Tennessee, just like the Jets ruined so many quarterbacks. I mean, look at Geno Smith now, but versus when Geno Smith was with the Jets, everybody wrote him off, said he was terrible. He goes to the Seahawks and plays well and becomes a Pro Bowler. You have, a lot of these quarterbacks that everybody said were, you got, of course, the big example right now is Baker Mayfield. Everybody wrote him off. And then he goes to the right situation and plays well. Daniel Jones gets out of New York, goes a different place, playing well. So again, it's all about getting in the right situation. And Marcus Mariota has always been a really good quarterback. He has a similar skill set to Jaden Daniels. You know what I mean? He can run, he can throw, he can, he's great for, play action. You know what I mean? He is a really dangerous quarterback, but he's always been in terrible situations with no help.
Right. And since you mentioned it, Baker Mayfield, they did write him off, and I must mention that he came back with the Rams, and that's when he kind of redeemed his career.
Yeah, no.
Um, um, oh, and Scary Terry's 30 years old. So
Oh, 30. Okay.
yeah. All right. We all know Tom Brady. Tom Brady is a legend, of course. And of course, he's used to making big money. I think he makes $375 million with Fox. But wait, he's getting paid $75 million to play in one flag football game. Does that not sound ridiculous? I mean, for him, that's amazing, but I've never heard anybody get paid that much for flag football.
Yeah, he said that's not true. So I read his comments. He said not true. I mean, I'm thinking if he get offered 75 million to play in flag football, I think he'll take it. I mean,
Right.
it's one. He got fly out to the Middle East, play one game. You know what I mean? He's not playing. He's not playing the NFL no more. So if he get hurt, okay, he still can commentate. So I don't. He said it's not true though. So it's a rumor.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a contact thing when you're playing flag football, but you can get hurt playing flag football. Um, how much do you think? How much would you take, Jason, to go over to Dubai and play flag football?
I mean, how much they offering? You know what I'm saying? Like,
It won't be 75 million.
yeah, exactly. I mean, well, who they should have gotten to play flag football would be Rajon Rondo, who's
Yeah.
actually one of the top flag football players in like the nation or whatever.
Oh,
So
he
Yeah,
is.
the quarterback. He's a quarterback, right?
yeah. So you know, if he can get 75 million to play flag football, man, get your mail. You know what I'm saying? I'm all supportive. And Turkey Al Sheikh, who does boxing, but like the Saudis in general, how they're taking over sports and they're just throwing money bags at it. Hey, I understand why dudes are taking them bags. You know what I'm saying? Those aren't bags that you make in America.
Yeah. I
And
mean, it's
and
another
let me just
another
say,
reason
Tom
why.
Brady, for a lot of years when he was in New England, was taking pay cuts in order to make the roster better. You know what I mean? He was not one of the top paid quarterbacks in the league, despite winning Super Bowl after Super Bowl. So,
Hmm.
yeah, man, now that he's retired, he done had some plastic surgery on his face. Let him get his money.
Yeah. Um, I would like to see him play a flag football game. So that would have been nice. I was looking forward to seeing him play.
I would too.
Um,
I would.
just
I would love to see him come out of retirement and play. I love Tom Brady.
You love Tom Brady?
Tom Brady.
Wow, didn't expect that.
Yeah. Hey, yo, whoa.
Y'all don't like Brady?
No, I mean I like him now that he's retired.
Yeah,
I like him
yeah,
as a
me too.
person now that he's retired.
Yeah, when he was playing, I didn't like him. Nah, no,
No,
not
not
at
at all.
all.
He took two of our Super Bowls.
Oh,
One
that's
of
why
them I
y'all.
don't think was fair.
I got you.
But I think I'm gonna say her name right. I guess it's a her. I don't know if you can technically say her. The picture looks like a her, but you never know these days. There's an AI,
Oh, I think
Zanaya
you've
Monet.
been working at that one place a little too long, bro. You sound like them.
I'm just being, I'm just being honest. I mean, it could just because it's Zanaya. I think that's how you pronounce it. Doesn't mean it's a woman, and it's AI. Have some respect. Put some respect on it. But anyway, Zanaya Monet has signed a deal. Um, this is the first AI artist to sign a deal, a multi-million-dollar deal at that, with Howwood Media. What do you think about this deal, Wade? Do you think that AI deserves a multi-million-dollar deal?
Me personally, I like the AI stuff. I know the artists don't like it because they're doing hard work with their lyrics. They're going into the studio, really putting in hard work. But I like when I heard some Tupac AI. I like when I heard some DMX AI. I liked it. You know what I mean? Especially a Tupac because it sounds just like Tupac is AI. But with this one, I saw Kalani and SZA had something to say about it. I didn't really see the reasoning why they don't like it. I mean, I don't know how that affects them. I mean, I get their hard work that they put in, but I don't know how that affects them personally. If the AI artists come out and they sign a $3 million deal, I don't know how that affects them.
Hmm.
But I do get the hard work, sweat and tears. You know, everything you got to go through as an artist, and then some AI come out. But it's a lady doing the lyrics for the AI. Then the AI is doing a song. Like, what do y'all know
Yeah,
about that?
Talisha Jones writes the songs. She writes the lyrics. Um, I'm guessing. I'm guessing she doesn't have a dynamic or a great singing voice, so she uses AI. I don't know
Mm.
why she doesn't sing the songs herself, but she writes the songs, and I'm guessing that this multi-dollar deal is mainly because of the lyrics in the song that Talisha is writing. Jason, like how do you think this is going to work? I mean, is it all the money just going to go to the writer, right? I mean, that's just a writer getting paid all this money.
I'm not sure how that works. I mean, does OpenAI or whoever do they get a cut? Um, I don't know, but I can say
Yeah.
I have like some of the AI remixes. Like there's one where they make I think it's 50 cents like Many Men, and they make it
Hmm.
like it was a soul song from like the 19 early 70s or something. And that joint goes
Good.
so damn hard. You know what I
That's it.
mean?
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Her Rihanna doing Tim's song. I heard. I even heard. You probably heard it too. The Michael Jackson doing the C Murder down for my.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah,
stop.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. Now all them joints be banging, yo.
Like it.
Yeah, nah. AI is really interesting. What they can do. So
Hmm.
you know, I
I mean, I think I get why Kalani and SZA is are upset about it because even what we're doing now, I wouldn't AI want AI to take over what we're doing right now. So you
well,
know what I mean? Like,
if AI gonna get 7 views, go ahead AI. Like,
come on, man, that's 7 less views for us, man. We can't afford that.
Crazy is that I
straight
was
up.
about a lady who was about to get evicted from her house, and she started the OnlyFans, and she used the AI for the OnlyFans, and then she made millions of dollars, and she was able to
what was
pay off.
she? What was
Yeah,
she putting on OnlyFans?
she had AI doing some OnlyFans stuff.
I'm trying, like what, like
Like AI
showing
was
feet,
twerking
like
and like,
twerk, yeah, like showing ass, twerk, like what was?
Girl, and the girl was doing her thing
It was an
with millions.
AI woman.
Yeah, it was an AI woman on OnlyFans.
Oh,
shoot, yeah, like I mean, what I could just put together some AI and put it out there.
Yeah, yeah. What I would do is I'll get the story
ChatGPT.
Instagram page. I
would you say,
page
Jason?
my story so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I'll put the story on our story on our Instagram page
Okay.
for the viewers to check out.
Yeah, go ahead and post that OnlyFans on our.
Fans, but the story of how she struggling with her bills and she created this AI person of her on OnlyFans and she made millions of dollars and she's straight for life now.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm amazed that somebody's paying for that.
It looked real. It looked like real people.
I'm surprised anybody actually pays for OnlyFans. Like
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm mystified. Who are the dudes that are like subscribing to people's OnlyFans? Like I still don't get it. You know what I
What don't
mean?
you
Like
get? What don't you get?
I mean, you could see a lot of it for free on Instagram.
I do.
You know what I'm saying? You could also um if you really are hardcore, you could go to P Hub. Like, there's so many options out there instead of being like, oh no, I'm gonna subscribe so I can see this one same girl doing the same thing over and over again, and I'm gonna pay her $10 a month. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
who is doing that?
Yeah, I don't know the correct answer to this, but my guess is it's like I think these guys like actually think they have a chance of getting with the OnlyFans model. You know what I mean? When you go to P Hub and all these other things, you got no chance. You're just a viewer. But I think that some of these men feel like they got the slightest chance of her saying something to them, and they're they get a response, and you know it hits off from there. That would
Man,
be my guess.
yo, dudes need lives, bro. Like,
Facts.
you just, man, what? Try to DM her on freaking Instagram or something. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. I will never understand
I just
who is paying that, especially if they're making millions. And some of them aren't even like really going in like that. You know what I mean? Like, there's some that go in, like, they're basically doing what, professionals did, but they're doing it on their own kind of channel. They're basically going from, like, it would be the equivalent of going from Fox News or MSNBC and just saying, hey, I'm gonna make my own Substack or my own
yeah,
YouTube channel and give you the news. It's the same sort of deal, and I get that.
yeah,
But what I don't understand is there's some people that literally aren't really like going in. Like, they're just like, here, look at this picture of me in a bikini.
right.
Like, look at me in a schoolgirl outfit. Like, it's like, and dudes are paying for it. You know what I'm
Well, like I
saying?
said, I think it's dudes are like delusional, and they think they have the opportunity. I mean, maybe they do have the opportunity to actually meet with this person or talk, because you got a better chance of, instead of sliding in the DM of Pinky or Cherokee or something like that. I might have just dated myself, but instead of sliding in their DM, you might got a better chance of getting in Ashley from down the street that started her OnlyFans. You know, you got a better chance of hooking up with her.
Man, you might as well go to the bar and see Ashley. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You still gonna have to pay.
it almost makes me upset to the point where you know that dude that who be uh, like, nah, hoe ass N word. You know what I'm saying? You know that dude.
Nah.
There's a dude who's
Mm-mm.
always getting all upset calling people hoe ass N words. Um, like, I'm like, come on, stop. Like, and maybe it's just a little bit of jealousy because I know it's people's hustle, but I'm like, yo,
Mhm.
you are out there like having chicks retiring for doing nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nothing.
That's just like that girl for the that's what Shannon Sharp found that one girl, right? She was on OnlyFans, right?
Right,
Yeah.
yo.
Retired. She retired from
Tired.
OnlyFans. I never knew that was a thing until she did it.
Yeah, Shannon, dumb as hell, man. I love the guy. I wish he would have made better decisions. But you can't be calling yourself uncle and making those kind of decisions. You ain't my uncle unless you the drunk one. You know what I mean? Everybody got a drunk uncle or
Yeah.
one that was, basehead. But
The barbecue, yeah, at the barbecue, like, damn, who invited him? Why he showed up?
yeah, yeah. Oh
Yeah.
man, he already like he didn't even come here to drink. He already drank.
And you gotta figure out who gonna give him a ride home. Nobody got time
Right.
for all that, man. That's funny. Um, well, it seems like, as a man, you have to dig in your pockets no matter what. Um, with some of these females, not women. I mean, sorry, some of these women, not all women. Um, because Michael Porter Jr. was talking about how he was with a woman, it became his girlfriend, and she couldn't afford the place she wanted, so he agreed to pay a portion of it, which was the larger portion of her rent, and then they broke up, and now she's hitting them up for the money. What do you think about that, Jason?
Yeah, this is why you don't make those kinds of arrangements. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, because she probably got that place assuming that he was always going to be there to pay, to pay his half of the rent, you know. And if the relationship doesn't last and she still has to come off that, I think on some level you do owe her at least until her lease is up. You know what I mean? Like she wouldn't have
Yeah.
gotten that place. She would have got a smaller crib. She would have gone to Carriage Hill and got her a little. I know we always talk about Carriage Hill, but she'd have got herself a little John out in Carriage Hill or Bellcrest Plaza instead of like one of the these nice spots. You know what I'm saying? But she was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, my boyfriend's an NBA player. He's gonna take care of me," and I think you can't leave her high and dry like that. So
Yeah.
you
I
know,
mean,
you got to pay out for at least the rest of the year, and then be like, "Yo, you got to move."
that's what I would say. Yeah, that's what I would say. At least pay out for the rest of the year till the lease is over. But to his point, just so I can say his side of it, um, Wade, he said if she out here wilding, I guess I don't know what she's doing, but he said that's the words that he used, or a little bit of the context. I might be, adding
Yeah,
some words to it, but he says if she's out here wilding, she need to go find that, another dude to pay that portion of it. You know what I mean?
yeah. He said as long as she on her best behavior, as long as she know how to act. That's what he said. As long as she know how to act, um, he'll pay it. But I feel like y'all said, he should pay it for to the lease is out. I don't know what type of lease she signed, but he should pay it all. He could probably just pay it all for the year. He should just pay it all for the year. That way he's done with it. He ain't got to worry about her asking for payments and all that. Um, but I feel like, I mean, I wouldn't have gotten that type of contract. But what I would do is because they broke up 6 months later, so I would just pay it out for the year, and then when she need to move, I help her move into her next spot, and that's it. I'd be done with it. That's it.
So, do
I
you
ain't
think he
out for the
should?
move. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't help
I,
her move. Yeah, that's Wade, a
only
nice
reason why I
guy.
say that, the reason why I say
I
that
ain't
because I
going
think
that far.
$200 million contract or $100 million contract. That's the reason. That's the only reason why I say he should help her move into her next spot and then
I
be done
mean,
with it.
yeah, as a gentleman, if I
Yeah,
had the bread, I would pay for the movers.
yeah, as a gentleman, because he got the bread, man. Like, and
Yeah.
I think like boy was like, man, like, damn, she's struggling, man. Like, you making her pay half. You know what I'm saying? Why don't you just pay it all? He's like, nah, man, she got to act right, and I get it because maybe he got burnt in the past, and that's how he doing it right now. But um,
Yeah, I mean, if you gotta look at all perspectives. Well, first of
yeah,
all, he didn't say she was paying half. She said she was paying a portion, whatever.
yeah,
He
okay,
paid something, and then whatever she couldn't come up with, he paid the rest. But yeah, man, he could have been scarred from some other relationship, and then what if she left him? Then he would have been stuck with that
yeah,
place and having to pay the rent.
yeah.
And we
She
can't
got
keep saying, okay, he got all this money, 200 million, but you still don't want to pay for something that's not yours or something you didn't even want in the first place. Who wants to
We
just waste money
look,
like that?
we've seen NBA players who made hundreds of millions of dollars go broke.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? You can't pay for everybody. So I think the responsible thing was to say, especially if that's not your wife, that's just your girl, to be like, yo, I'll pay half, you pay half, or I'll pay what I'll cover what you can't afford. You know what I'm saying? I think that was a good arrangement for somebody who's not like like. I mean, she's your girl, but y'all don't have that strong bond. You know what I'm saying? And clearly they didn't because they're no longer together. So um, I think that was not the irresponsible part. But once y'all aren't together, you still put her in a position where she has to handle something that she can't afford, and you were like, yo, I'm gonna be there. So just pay out that rent, you know, um, chalk it up as, charge it to the game, And I will say this, just a broader point about Michael Porter Jr. is sometimes he needs to just, you know,
Yeah.
like keep it a little quieter. You know what I'm saying? Um,
So let me ask this. Sorry to cut you off. You finished? Sorry.
no, I was gonna say, I think he had an opportunity to build a different kind of a brand for himself and one that would last longer. But this kind of shock value thing isn't gonna last forever. You know what I mean? So I think maybe he should rethink this and start trying to shift directions.
Now, my question to you both is: does it matter why they broke up? Because let's say he didn't like something she did, or he felt like she did something wrong. Like say she cheated on him. I'm just doing hypotheticals, and that's why he left, and that's why they broke up. Do you still think he should pay the rent?
I think he should just pay it, man, and be done. Like me personally, I don't want the headache. I don't want her calling me every month saying the rent is due. Can you pay your part? Can you pay your part? He got money, so it's like when you got money, you don't need to deal with them little petty problems. Just pay the money, pay it for the year. I think it was like 3,500 or something like that. They said or something like that. But just pay it off for the year, man. You got the bread, man. You got that. That's like $20, man, to you, man. Like that ain't nothing to pay it off for the year. With the $200 million contract, if that's what he got. So I would just pay it off and just be done with it. Move on. You in the league, man. You got a bunch of
That
joints,
could
man.
that could be true, but you don't know what else he got going on. I mean,
Yeah,
you
like I said, me personally, I would just me personally because I don't want to have all the stress. I just pay it off for the year. Hey, enjoy your apartment. We had good times. Bye bye. That's it.
right.
Just move on.
And
That's it.
and
Regardless
and I do listen to like I listen to people's words. And when he was talking, he didn't say that they bought this place together. It was like it was her place and he was going to be staying there. Sometimes it didn't sound like he was going to be there all the time. So it's, more on her than him, right, Jason?
Well, yeah, I think if it's just like I'm going to be staying there, then I don't owe you when I'm not staying there. I think that's totally different. I thought it was like she came to him like, yo, I want to move into this new place, but I can't afford it. Can you help me out? And he was like, yeah, and kind of obligated himself to that. Then you pay it out. But if it's like she had been living there for a while, it was like, help me out since you stay here. You open my refrigerator, your drawers on the floor in the bathroom. Then and he's like, yeah, I can do that. But then she cheats on him. You know what I'm saying? Then nah, I don't think he owes her anything.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically, then nah, I don't think he owes her anything. I think that's a completely different scenario where it's like, you know, I was paying, you know, to kind of carry my own weight when I'm at your crib.
Right.
But now that I'm not at your crib, you can go back to carrying the weight that you had already obligated yourself to. I'm not on your lease. I'm not on none of that. So that's you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that she did tell him ahead of time before she got the place that she couldn't afford it. But
and
yeah.
she should put herself in that situation either, man. If you can't afford it,
Yeah,
like why?
we gotta make sure that she knows she's at fault too.
Yeah,
I think they're both in the
you gotta
wrong.
make
They shouldn't have. But I get it. When you are with somebody, yeah, I guess they was in love or something. You make decisions like that.
and she with an NBA player, and I don't want to say he's a star, but he's nice. I like his game, man. Like he's
Yeah, he can
mixed,
play.
pretty. You got chicks, man. Come on, man. You put yourself in that situation. She should have got the rent paid for the whole year off the break. Break.
Yeah,
Why you on basis with an NBA player, man? Anything can change that quick. She
yeah,
know how. And I'm sure this ain't her first NBA dude. You know what I mean? I don't know, but I'm just saying.
yeah. I was just telling someone like these high profile or celebrity relationships, they don't tend to last long most of the time anyway. So I guess they thought it was going to at least make it a year. All right, Jason. I know you're into like hand to hand combat, mixed martial arts, um, suit jitsu. Have you seen this? There's a thing called suit jitsu where two people are fighting in suits doing jujitsu. And then I think after a certain amount of time, if nobody's winning, they throw a weapon in there. Right,
Yeah,
Jason?
I actually kind of like this one. For the novelty sports. I'm not a. I know y'all like power slap. I'm not so much into it, but this is realistic. This is real life. Like
Power slap is realistic too.
yeah, power slap is realistic. Somebody just gonna be like, all right, you slap first, see if you can knock me out, and then I'm gonna slap you. Like that's
Well,
not
it's a
realistic.
sport. It's a realistic sport. People are really getting hit. I don't mean it's going to happen in your day to day life. Just like I'm not walking around and somebody just throw me a football. It's still a sport.
Yeah, I think uh, when we're talking about combat sports, it's a little bit different. And this is probably the
I've
most
never seen
realistic.
two people rolling around doing jujitsu while I was like out in the real world.
Yeah, I've seen people get in fights. You know what I mean? And
Not doing jujitsu.
I've seen people rolling around. You know what I mean? Like you know, and if they know jujitsu, the fight doesn't last very long. I can tell you that. Um, so, and when you got guys who are in plain clothes, they're not wearing a gi, or they're not wearing sporting gear. They're wearing clothes you would wear to work. You know what I mean? So I train in a different martial art called Krav Maga. And some days they tell us, all right, wear your street clothes. Like wear what you would wear to work. Be
Mm-hmm.
ready to say, if you wear a suit, make sure, just be ready to take it to the cleaners, because, you need to know how to defend yourself if you're not in your like flexible pants. You can't throw a head kick or something like that. You gotta figure out how you're gonna do, what you need to do to get away safe. And this is realistic because if you're wrestling around, there might be a weapon around. Like there might be a brick or something, or a knife or something. And you have to think about that instead of just sitting there and doing jujitsu like with a gi on, and that's not practical. But doing
Mm-hmm.
it in a suit where you have to worry about a weapon being introduced, I think that's realistic. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I like this sport. I would watch it. I hope it actually does grow, as opposed to some of the other sports where you just give each other brain damage.
Well, that's a good pitch, Jason. I would watch it too. What do you think, Wade? Do you think it's common for people to walk around in suits and start rolling? I mean, John Wick it out.
Yeah, I believe in Secret Service. I mean, we never see Secret Service fight; we just see them shoot. So I would love to see like guys in the suits, fighting and doing. I would watch that. I would watch it, and it would be more interesting when they throw in a weapon. That would be really
Yeah.
interesting to see the weapon. But I feel like that may not last though. I feel like that sport may not last as long, especially when they throw in a weapon. Because like you said, if they throw in a brick, like what's the limitations? Can you hit him in the head with? Like
I
No,
what's
don't think
they don't throw
no,
a brick.
Jay.
It's
I
usually,
don't think they're real weapons.
yeah, it's a rubber. I think it's like a rubber knife, or
like I ain't know.
yeah, it's like a pellet gun where you rack it, and then if you fire off a shot, it's over. Or if you, I think it's like three pokes with the knife, it's over. You know what I mean?
I mean, but like I said, that's not realistic though. Like you said, like in the real world, they're not gonna throw no rubber weapons out there. It's gonna be real. If you have a weapon, you ain't grabbing
Or
no
even a
rubber.
real gun and be like, here,
Yeah,
here.
I mean, I
No,
like it though.
what could happen is, you know, somebody's gun falls out of their pants, and then you wrestling and whatever, and you trying to get to the gun but you still got to worry about this guy that's holding you. That's
Mhm.
very realistic. Or,
Yeah,
a knife falls in the middle of a fight, and you're both trying to fight each other, but at the same time, be aware to either grab the weapon or the knife, or to not get stabbed because he grabbed the knife. You know what I mean? So I think that's
Yeah,
really, really realistic.
yeah. It's dangerous too. I mean, I'm an instigator. Not saying I would do this, but two people roll on the ground. I might just toss my gun over there and see what happens. Anyway, so we got the Ravens playing the Chiefs. This is a big game. whoever wins is going to be like, I mean, they're just going to, I don't even know what to call it. But I do want to say, what I meant to say was, if they lose, they're going to be 1-3. Whoever loses is going to be 1-3. And that is a terrible start for the Ravens and the Chiefs. I mean, nobody expected anything like that. So, is this game important? Wait.
Very important. I think both teams aren't to the start that they want it to be. So I feel like, of course, I feel like the Chiefs going to win because they playing at home. So I feel like it's going to be a good game. I feel like they're going to win, but both teams aren't. They kind of disappointed me. I'm from the DMV, so I like the Commanders and I like the Ravens, but I also like the Chiefs. But they're both are kind of like disappointing me right now. Like they both have losing records, and it's just we never seen this before, especially with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Chiefs is a bad start, bad start. They're not in sync with each other.
Yeah. I don't think I've heard you pick the Chiefs to lose yet. I think you've picked them to win all their games so far.
You're right. You're right. Like you with the Rams.
Hey, we 2-1 though.
That's right.
Jason, who you got winning the game?
I have the Ravens. The Ravens, even though they're 0-3, they've scored 111 points in 3 games. So we know they can put points on the board. It's just going to be defense stopping people and not making mistakes down the stretch. We know that Derrick Henry, in my opinion, is still the best running back in the league, but he has 3 fumbles. There's a fumble in every game. He's averaging a fumble every game. So if he, can fix that problem and still run hard like he normally does, still get these 100-yard games. We know Rashad Bateman is playing well. Zay Flowers, like all these receivers are playing well. Mark Andrews, they're putting points up on the board. They just got to stop somebody. And the Chiefs, I really think the Chiefs' time has caught up with them. They're not the same team. You know what I mean? They're not that Super Bowl caliber team anymore. And I would say, I think it was what the thing that I've heard from the people over at Sports Center that made sense for the first time in a really long time, particularly when it comes not Sports Center, First Take, is they were like the Chiefs need to trade for Tyreek Hill. They need to bring back Tyreek Hill. And Tyreek Hill needs a fresh start, but we know he can still run. I mean, he was running 10-1 over the offseason, so we know he can still fly down the field. He's just got a lot of issues off the field, and sometimes you need a change of scenery and to get out of the environment you're in. And so, if he were to go to that team, to the Chiefs, I think he would really be a difference maker. So that's something that the Chiefs front office should consider.
Yeah, I agree with you. They should consider that. They definitely could use him. I think. You think they could use him? Wait.
For sure, for sure. They need a spark, man. I think they just been, like you said, it may be the end of the dynasty, man. I don't want to say it, but it's kind of giving me like reminding me of the Golden State Warriors a little bit. Like it's kind of like coming towards the end of the Chiefs. I hate to say it, but it's looking like that right now. But it's still early though. They may be working out some of the kinks, so hopefully they pick it up. But yeah, Tyreek Hill would definitely be a good addition to what they have going on right now. They need a new player, a new face, a new spark. I think they should pick up Odell Beckham.
Oh, okay.
I don't know about Odell. I think Odell's days are kind of.
Think
I think
he
they're.
I mean,
done?
do they need like a wide receiver 3 or something? I mean, I haven't watched the Chiefs like that. I mean,
Think they could use him?
okay.
He a
I
free
mean,
agent right now?
maybe we got. I don't know what kind of shape he's in. I don't know. He's had a lot of injuries at this point. Tyreek has largely been healthy, and we know he's still fast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just his off the field trouble, right? That's really the
Yeah,
problem.
I think they
primarily.
could
I
use.
mean, and he's on a sucky team right now. You know what I mean?
Unfortunately, yeah. But all right, fellas. Thanks for joining me on We Not Playing. Again, we got another episode in the books, fellas.
Sir.
Yes, sir. Like and subscribe if you're watching. Make sure you click that bell notification to tell you when we're dropping new episodes because we not playing. So stop
And if
playing,
any
click that bell notification, hit like, subscribe. It helps us out in the algorithm. We need it. We trying to get out of our regular jobs so we can say we not working. But right now, we not playing.
what about the smell?
Employers, he doesn't speak for me.
Smell goods, Jason. The smell goods.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Definitely go to maisondedarius.com, pick this up, help out a black business, and smell good. You won't even have to pay your woman's half of the rent when you put this on. She's going to be like, yo, forget it. I'll take care of the rent. I'll take care of everything. You just save your money so you can go to Maison de Darius and pick up that Notoria and that Meton Noir. I'm telling you, that Meton Noir is something different. Word to mother. Like, check that out. Definitely go maisondedarius.com and pick up all the smell goods.
I'll tell you this. I put it on, and a woman bought me lunch. We went out to watch the game, and she paid for everything. I'll just say that.
Hey, see, you won't have to pay half of the rent. She might come and pay your half. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he just got like a little sample. You know what I'm saying?
Just a little sample bottle, man.
Word up. And look at the difference it made for him.
I'm smiling.
Yeah.
And wait, can you tell them our Instagram?
Yeah, we not playing. Follow us on Instagram. Let me check and see how many followers we have right now. We need to get that up. We're trying to get verified. So we need you guys to go on and follow us. We have 96 followers right now. So by our next episode, we at least
That means we should have at least 96 views. What's going on here?
Yeah, I know.
Like that's on IG. We got 96 followers. So we want by our next episode, we want to go back. We want to at least have at least 2,000. At least have 2,000. So if you like our Instagram page, look at some of our content, like it, comment. We love that.
Yeah,
Right.
Please don't make it, or else we're going to have an AI version of Wade twerking. You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
No AI version of me twerking that.
No. But yeah, guys, please follow the Instagram, like and subscribe. And we'll see you next week.